Back at it.
What episode?
I lost count.
Yeah.
We back for another episode. We here for another episode. It's 5/5.
Right.
Y'all talk about.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Check in. How we doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well. We had a successful event with Deep Waters. You know what I'm saying? We had La Russell at the farm. You know, we just keeping it going. Episode. We done lost track. You know what I mean? We working.
Right.
Consistency.
Yes. Oh man.
How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, understanding what's next on the plate. I got so many messages like, okay, so like, what's next? I'm like, oh no.
Be like, y'all know how much time it took to make this.
But it reminded me that like this shit does not stop. You know, it's ongoing, and no one really knows all the background, right? So, when they perceive what we do, or they come to the events that we put on, it's just their mind is the next time to have fun and enjoy themselves, which I love too. I do the same thing. I'm like, when's the next one? But it's definitely a process. Okay.
Right. Be like, well, you want to have fun with you next time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we had fun putting it together, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be hard to enjoy the moment when you're working. You know, when you are the curator, when you're playing a part in making sure that everybody is, you know, and everything is copacetic. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody posted a video and they were just recording like the venue. But then you see me like running. I'm like trying not to block people's cameras, and my skirt's all flowing, and I'm like I'm running, and I'm like that was the whole day. That was the whole day.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful. Thank you, everybody who came out.
Yes. Shout out to you.
Yes, but there was a lot of last minute shifts, you know, and when God puts something on your plate, you don't really know to what capacity you will have to shift and move. You just have to do it. Yep. So, I'm grateful.
Yeah, God will look at, you know, there's our plan and there's God's plan.
Right.
And it's great that, you know, that we come into the plate with one. But all in all, it was a great experience. I had a lot of folks that told me like they enjoyed the games.
Oh, that's
good. The vegan food. Like we got a lot of good reviews on the vegan food.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And
and
you know,
Addie, shout out to Zaddy's Kitchen. Addie, I have been following her on social media for a couple years now, like at least like 3 or 4 years. And she would talk about like on Twitter and different things like that. She wanted to like have her own cookbook, and she wanted to do certain things, and watching her, you know, start off with just like the idea to then being a vendor at one of our events was so beautiful. That's what it's all about to me.
Visions manifested.
Right. Believing in each other, you know what I mean? Yeah. Powerful. But we watched, another amazing film from Jordan Peele called Nope. And so if you're watching this, are we going to do any spoilers?
We just going to tell you, just fast forward, because you might, If you haven't seen Nope yet, just probably like skip through the next, 15? Yeah.
There was a lot. It was a really detailed movie. We were just watching another review. I liked what he said about just each scene. You could tell it was a lot of care taken, you know, with each scene. But it was scary to me. It was like, I was like literally like leaning forward because I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is going to happen next? And that's, I don't get that often. There's not a lot of movies that can pull that out for me. I'd be really unimpressed with what be coming out these days, you know? So with older films, I definitely, you know, I remember certain films that just became classics to me. But in 2022, this was probably, so far, one of my favorite movies. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, how many original films do we get these days?
Right. It's either a remade movie, a part 2, part 3, part 5.
Right. It'd be a remake of a remake. She like, God damn.
Right.
Why do we need a carbon copy of a carbon copy?
No, for real. Yeah, so he's definitely the leading on making original films for sure.
I would say that like in addition to that contribution of original films, it's really dope to see two black leads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're not on some stereotypical. You know what I mean? It was. You know what I mean? Like usually in movies, you know what I'm saying? The black person is dying early in the movie,
Right.
and it's some trauma and like a slave story or something like that.
Sprinkle in the slavery in there, some capacity.
Yeah, but to see these people like on a ranch, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A black, you know what I'm saying? A black family having access to all this land
Yep.
out the way,
Resources,
you know what I'm saying? Away from civilization and all the madness and chaos that most of us are subject to, right?
Right.
It also alluded to where the original cowboys come from. You know what I'm saying? They always depict the white man with the 10-gallon bucket hat as like in the lasso, as if like that's where it came from. So it's dope to see Daniel's character and then his father's character. That showed legacy. And then you got Lil Sis. Just
Kiki.
right, yeah. Shout out Kiki Palmer.
Yeah.
She
Amazing.
killed it. It was like a light in the movie the whole time.
Right.
But yeah, I just am really like blown away with how it was original, put us in a light to where it wasn't predictable.
Right. And that part right there, when we were talking about it as well, of like when you can make the audience feel hopeless, like they can't even conceptualize a way out, that's a powerful movie, because aliens, I don't care what y'all say, aliens is real, and to what capacity, everybody has their own theories and opinions on that. But that was like a different insight of what could be possible, definitely made my mind just go and be like, well, how would we properly prepare ourselves if this ever happens, like in real life? There's nothing I cancel out as impossible. So with having different films like that be able to help, I feel like our people as well use our imagination and to see past things that we normally are told is like our story, is our like potential. Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Yeah, because how many times
Yeah.
have we seen something out there, and been told or just thought we were crazy, whether we were alone or, you had somebody there with you.
Yep.
Anytime we talk about like extraterrestrials or life outside of here on this little speck of sand in the universe,
Yeah.
like as if shit ain't going on out there, you know what I mean?
It just doesn't make sense to even think that it would be just us.
Right.
It just doesn't even scientifically, statistically, whatever terms you want to put on it, it wouldn't even make sense for us to think that it wasn't real. So
now you think about the connection with the cloud and the internet and the way that shit was like just, if you looked at it, if you gave it any type of energy, that thing was swoop down and take your ass up. That guy there was like a goddamn big ass vacuum up in that shit. Like,
look, I just imagine they was all getting bullied by the damn UFO because it wasn't gonna do nothing if you wasn't staring it in the eye.
right.
So I thought that part was like good, like it was comical, that part.
Yeah.
But scary too. He's like, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, what? No smoke.
When you think about that, like in terms of like social media and, just that going from reality TV or just sitcom TV to being like that traditional family that just sat on the couch and watched TV. And now we're watching the world from our fingers,
Yeah.
right? Or what they want to make us think this is the world, right? And it's just as of a fine line as like with Daniel not looking at the UFO and just knowing like from the connection that his father taught him about the horse and don't look him in the eyes and all that training and skill that he held on to,
Right.
even in a time, especially in a time where it's being besieged by information technology and all of that. That was such a that stood out to me as far as like how we utilize the cloud, how we utilize social media, right? This is an example of us not looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're focused on the job at hand.
Yeah.
We're not looking around at like, oh, what they doing with that podcast? What, you know what I'm saying? Damn, you know what I'm saying? They goddamn working out. I should be at the gym, or like how it naturally, unfortunately, like encourages people to compare their life to others just through that window of Instagram, Twitter, whatever the hell the platform may be.
Right.
But if we just stay focused, you know what I mean? Like this is our space,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And they think that this is their home, but really we was here first.
Right. And he said that too. He said it's territorial. It doesn't like to be looked at, and it thinks that this is its home. You know? So I appreciated how he was like also sympathetic to the alien. You know, like he was still, he wasn't trying to do no extra. He wasn't really trying to, I mean, of course when it was introduced about the idea behind the picture, like what they could do with that, he was cool with it, but you could still tell he wasn't so entertained by it or wanting or fascinated. Like he was definitely like, I ain't never seen nothing like that before, but it was a different approach than every other actor in the film, which I liked a lot. And when Kiki wanted to leave on multiple occasions, he was just like, we have work to do. Like we have, what was it? What's the horse's name? Ghost?
Yep.
Ghost to, let out. And like that's where his mind was. Just making sure we're taking care of what we need to, regardless of what's going on in the cloud.
Right.
That's powerful.
Like super, super powerful. Another thing that stood out was like when you look at like alien movies, it's always like the government, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even the Iron Giant, you know what I'm saying? Like they always trying to shoot this shit down, like some big
Right.
weapons of mass destruction. Like Daniel's character was like, as you said, with the being empathetic,
Yeah.
with him knowing. There was that line that he said about the spirit, right? Like anything with a spirit can be broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
As they were talking about the UFO, but he didn't really have to like elaborate on it.
Yeah.
But that was such a deep meaning in terms of this black family having a ranch of horses, right? And Ghost was like he was like that rebellious, you feel me,
Right.
leader that
He
was
didn't
like,
want
I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? I ain't listening to none of that. I'm going to go when I go. You can't train me. You can't break me,
Right.
right? And as a black family, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that without even having to elaborate what that means in terms of anything that has a spirit can be broken. That was powerful, that he didn't have to use any guns.
Right.
That he didn't, they didn't have to call on, they wanted to handle it themselves.
Yeah.
And also is because of their connection to what has happened to us as a people. How the breaking of the horse. We talked about this, the Willie Lynch theory.
Yeah, breaking of the buck.
Yeah. Like that was.
That's immediately what came to my mind too.
Yeah. Yeah. We see you, Jordan.
Right.
We see you, right?
So, I would love to speak to Jordan Peele to really be like, okay.
Yeah. What's up with the monkey and the
What's
white
going
people?
on?
Yeah. But it's that thing that's like that'll like replay value.
Right.
How many movies you see these days that's like, I need to see that again.
Right. For real.
You know what I'm saying?
Or I need to do more research on what that scene was. Most people watch it and it's gone.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, sorry if we spoiled it for you, but we warned you. You know what I'm saying? You decided to listen. All right. So don't be mad at us. Be mad at yourself. But for those that was wise enough to skip 20 minutes ahead of time, go ahead and go watch Nope. Go check out the movie Nope.
Yeah. And put in the comments your favorite scene. Put in the comments questions that came up for you. We want to hear your thoughts on it too. So we was having a conversation earlier. Mm-hmm. And it brought up a lot of things for me personally. I'm not where I'm going yet, but I do recognize how far I've come. So I know my value right now, right? I say that with, the most love, the most respect to others, but I know who I am. I know I'm dope. But there's this energy that sometimes I receive, and we were talking before, like it's when you receive it, you receive it, and you don't really know what to do with it. You don't know where to put it. But the fake support, the fake, oh, I'm so happy for you. The, wow, how were you able to make that happen? Certain things where what's being said is not what's really being felt. And when you're an empath, I'm an empath. I've been an empath my entire life. But I'm more of a responsible empath now. I'm not just absorbing anything. But when you pick that up, it's very clear. But it's so weird because it's not something that you did.
Yeah.
It's not really anything to do with you.
It's something that they're not doing.
And sometimes you could trigger people, like your presence, your success, wherever you're at, where somebody either sees themselves in you or they have similar goals as you. Sometimes your success and your tenacity on what you're doing can trigger people and trigger the ugly sides of people. When really, the celebration is much more healing. The celebration of somebody else is much more fulfilling. So, do you have experience with that?
Yeah. Yes, all the time. It's not super often, but I see it. I see it before it get, you know what I'm saying, before it get there. And it's like, when you can see something that everybody else just might not be able to see, it's not up to you to convince them to be like, yo, there's some shit right there.
Yeah.
Like, and if you just focus, like, and we realize what's right there, this can change everything.
Right.
But it's easier said than done. Nobody is like as esoteric and you know what I'm saying, like metaphysical and stuff like that. So it's hard for somebody to really buy into something that you're manifesting when your stomach is touching the back of your spine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's human.
When you don't know where your next check is coming from, type of deal.
Yeah.
That that anger and that chaos that everybody is subject to. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for those folks to see someone who paid attention to that thing that was over there that nobody else saw,
Yeah.
but actually took time to like. It's just like a diamond. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't tell a diamond. Nobody could know what a diamond is in the rough, like in its raw form.
Right.
You would probably walk over it if it was in front of your face. But it takes time and attention to shine and get all the rough edges off. You know what I'm saying?
People don't want to do. They don't even want to do all that, but for some reason
Yeah.
they still take it personal.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The diamond is the hardest stone. And this is a metaphor for anything that is in relation to that diamond.
Yeah.
Whether it be a vision, you know, this new idea, this song, this shirt, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody has ideas. Everybody has ideas. But the people who execute, like those are really them ones. And for the people that have ideas, they may be like, I thought of that first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told them that. Like I plugged them on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's the ego. Because nothing's new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Even if that may have been your idea, I guarantee you somebody did the shit before too.
Right.
The only thing that's different is that they executed and the other was just an idea.
Yep.
So yeah, it's intimidating for somebody to see one really go for their dreams and really say like, I don't want to work for nobody.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm gonna work for self. You know what I'm saying?
It legitimately offends people.
Yes, it
Because
does.
they reflect back on themselves of like, well, I work a job and I do this. And really when it brings up those negative feelings for you, you have to ask yourself, well, why are you dissatisfied with the life that you created? What does that got to do with me?
Yeah.
If anything, when you see somebody that's doing something that you like or that you want to do, that should inspire you. Like, wow, it's possible.
Yeah, it should be like
There's
you
enough
should be like
for everybody.
Yeah, I want to learn more. Tell me more. How did you get there?
Right.
Instead of you should be inviting people that inspire you or got the job done, whether it had been an idea you had, you know what I'm saying, or not. Like, pick their brain.
Right.
Just be like, yo, can I, you know what I'm saying? Can I buy you lunch?
Yeah.
I want to talk about how you organize this festival. I want to,
Right.
I want to learn more from you. I'm inspired by the work that you do, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
World.
there is another side that's like when they try, some energies will try and clamp onto you to keep you there, at that place where they met you at, you know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother thing. Like, we were all on the same, you know what I'm saying? We was all on the same street. We was all at the same school, you know?
Twisted. Right. But that distinguishing factor is the execution. Everything that we know is already here, right? That's why you said there's nothing new under the sun. But literally, you're taking something out of the ether, from the metaphysical, and you're bringing it into the physical. That's it. It's not yours. It's not, there's no, even when you buy property, it's not really yours. All of these things in the physical world, when it comes to ownership, is fake. It's not real, but it's made up, and humans like to have that territory on things that are not. Yeah. They know they will never be able to really have, including people, right? But that's why I want to encourage more people of like, anything that you want and anything that you're willing to work for can be yours. But unfortunately, I think the ill feelings come when they already counted themselves out. You know, because if you counted, if you knew you were capable, it wouldn't be no jealousy. There wouldn't be no envy. It wouldn't be that. But you're reflecting on yourself, and it's a projection. You know, it took a long time for me to see how many people around me were projecting on me, and I didn't know. I wasn't conscious of it. But when I became conscious, I was like, oh no, that has nothing to do with me. That has not. I didn't do nothing to you. I didn't take anything from you. So, you know, certain things become a you problem. And I mean it with love. You know, it's like you have to be able to look in your mirror and say, I like that person. I don't just like that person, but I also love that person. That person is a priority in my life. And I was just talking about this the other day. When you're not, when you don't look in the mirror and you don't see your godliness, when you look in the mirror and you don't see your potential and where you're going, your energy when you show up to other people is going to be full of projections, full of insecurities. You know what I mean? And if you're an empath out there, I want to speak to y'all because it will be easy to look at yourself and feel like you've done something wrong when receiving energies like that, right? But it's about the transmutation of, I don't even know if that's a word, transmutation?
Hey, it's a word. It's a word on the 5/5 podcast.
I do that
if it ain't,
too often. I'll be like, I think it's not a word.
it's a word now.
But your ability to transmute energy, right? Some things, I do believe in the law of attraction, but I also believe that there's unwanted things that will show up at your doorstep. And your ability to transmute them is the only difference. Now, if you hold everything in and you take on other people's insecurities and you take on other people's failures and their lack of, you're going to be way down, and it's going to get in the way of how you see yourself, what you see as possible for yourself, because you will then shrink. You know what I mean? Yes, a bright light will blind people. It'll blind all the wrong people that wasn't supposed to, you know what I mean, who wasn't supposed to tap in. But for the ones who are supposed to tap in, you're going to be lighting ways for people. So it's important for you to hone in on your light and don't shrink by any means necessary.
Yeah. If I may, can I piggyback on that?
Yeah.
I think that that as you, before you said light, right, you were talking about it was like a magnet type of energy, right? Nothing moves faster than nothing moves faster than darkness, right? So everything comes from darkness. But the magnet, it has the power, it has the ability to create electricity, which in return makes the light, right? But it doesn't travel, the light doesn't travel halfway as fast as a magnet does, right? So in terms of, like, for the empaths, or like, you know what I'm saying, like, even the ones that may not know, you know, or may think that, like, you know, I'm good, I don't, you feel me, I can't nothing shake me, you know what I mean?
We're attracting things all the time.
Yes. And also remember the power that the magnet has to deflect, right? Other magnets. Cause if that magnet, like, if I'm connected to, you feel me? If I'm going east and my magnet is facing that way, anything that's on the west, you know what I'm saying, is not gonna stick. They can get close, but there's a force that you just can't touch. You feel me? You can move, you know what I'm saying? You could try and force it or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's not the magnetic connection that we own. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. You are a magnet, whether and I'm talking to you, me, like, for real. Like, we've all had those moments to where we thought, damn, like, did I miss an opportunity? You know, But the thing is that like it's okay if you miss this, if you miss one opportunity, but never forget that more will come. Because if that one was there, you know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what led up to that opportunity presenting itself.
Right.
And whatever fell through, now you know what to do. You feel me?
Right.
Like more opportunities gonna come about. Take that lesson for whatever made that opportunity fall.
Come on.
Whatever
Now.
made that magnet like
Yeah.
not stick. All right, I gotta go west. It's
Right.
obvious that east is, you know what I'm saying? Obvious that east is not the way that, you know what I'm saying, my magnet is attracted to.
Right. It's repelling things. Yeah, man. And I think on the more we take responsibility for ourselves as magnets, then we start to understand we have a lot to do with the type of world we're creating. And yes, I get met with different kind of energies, ones that I like, ones that I don't like. I think that's just a part of being around so many different spirits, but ultimately we gotta focus. Like that is the main thing. It's like, yes, people are gonna hate on you. Yes, people are gonna be envious of the work that you're doing. Yes, people are gonna project. Yes, people will try to steal your ideas. That is just a part of
They not gonna
it.
understand. They not gonna get it. They will fear you because you're doing something that's out of the norm.
Come on now, and the quicker you accept that as just that's a part of what is out there, you can move on.
Yep.
But you spend so much time focused on it's me. Why don't people like me? Da, da, da. It's this all that energy. Focus it on what you're supposed to be doing. I wish I had somebody to tell me that way sooner.
Yeah.
Just focus on what you need to be doing.
And most of the people that you really like, whether you know this or not, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure you've experienced this yourself as well. I know me personally, yes, I definitely go through this. Most of the people that you think are going to support you, they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can know them for the longest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might show them the way. You might open the door for them. You know what I'm saying? You might just give them the whole game.
Oh, man.
Just really knowing and believing, like, because, you know, we go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac or whatever the hell. We from the same school, same neighborhood, whatever.
Right.
They're not going to support you.
Nah.
And you have to learn to accept. The sooner you accept that, the sooner the team and crew and that lost family, that them distant relatives that's been waiting on you, that you've been waiting on, you know what I'm saying? They will appear. I promise you. I promise you. It's been 10 years since Foreign Native started, and we're just now I'm just now seeing the crew and that lost family that we needed. Some are, you feel me, that started, they still here, right? The ones that started way back in the day, there's a few. It's not a lot. So understand. You may just have like 1 or 2 like real ones that you didn't know for like 20 years or some shit. But all the rest of them, just get it in your head that they not gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? They might have known you since middle school. They might know you've been making music since. So she was 9 type of shit. They not pulling up. They're not. But the sooner you be okay with that, I promise you, all the people that you've been like pushing away, because you're trying to make space for these people that you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Scissors, I'm telling you. Scissors.
You said it all, because damn, yes. It will be the main ones in your life who you thought would be there, who you've talked to about your dreams, about your plans, who fronted as if, you know, they had your back, and they will appear to be supportive at first, and then you will see. And once you see it, you have to move accordingly now. You can't waste too much time. I wasted a lot of time still trying to convince other people that I was going where I was going, right? And I wanted to bring more with me. It was like, we're going here. Like, come on. Like, it'd be different if it would be different if someone else had the same vision, right? And they had the better execution and they wanted me to come along on their path, right? But that's not the case. So because of that, if I see that you could use some direction or you could use some purpose in your life, and I'm like, hey, come with us, like we're headed over here, and you know that their feet don't move, I have to chalk it up to the game. That's just a part of it. It's gonna be a mourning process for real. On a real serious note, it will be a mourning process, but that too will pass. So like you said, the quicker you can get it through your head that is just what's coming, or maybe you've already experienced that and you're still getting over it. This is part of the process. And I truly believe with everything that I got that the Most High will isolate you in moments where you were relying too much on somebody else's support in order to follow through with your ideas. You want them to show up so much because you want people to believe in you and know that that's human, right? But it's not going to work for where you're supposed to be going.
Yeah. You will distract yourself. You will get in your way.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm saying this from experience, not just on some like, I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, if you don't listen, it's like we really had to go through this to really be able to share this with whomever's paying attention.
Right.
Like, you will lose a piece of yourself if you give energy into something like, why don't they just see it my way? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, if they just turn around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that energy will be poured into nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That won't go. You won't make no song. You won't make no T-shirt. You ain't producing no events because you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, fuck them. I ain't doing no events. Ain't nobody coming. Just cause one motherfucker don't want to show up to your shit, now the whole community gotta fall.
Stop it.
And you don't want to do that.
No.
I guarantee you.
It ain't worth it.
There's nothing worse than like presenting hope and then taking it away. It's, you feel me? As opposed to just there not being any, just starting off from the gate. It's like there's no hope.
Yeah.
But there's nothing worse than somebody coming and showing, you know what I'm saying, a glimpse of hope.
Yeah.
And then just snatching it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
And it be those times where you are reminded, focus on the Most High. Everything that you need is from that source. There's no human on this planet that's going to do for you what the Most High will do for you. And even the people that God puts in your life will be there on purpose with a purpose. And you don't even have to try to convince nobody. You don't have to try to over-explain yourself. You don't have to fight for people to stay in your life or to stay on the path with you, because that's not what you're called here to do. Your job is to get to the mountaintop by any means necessary. And all along that way, you'll bring people, you'll lose people, you'll meet people, and that's just a part of it.
Yeah. And stay whole on your way there.
Okay, keep going.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
please.
a lot of people made it to the mountaintop before.
Yeah.
How many have we seen that have, like, kept their heart? You know? How many have we seen that remain a whole person to get there?
That's real. And think about that. That's why I'm saying it's so important for you to do it as quickly as possible, because the longer it sits in your body, the more bitter you will become. The more cold your heart will become. The more your outlook on people, humanity, what's possible, it will start to change based on what people haven't done for you.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want.
Nope. You see, there's this thing that I really try to live my, man, I gotta catch myself. Because now that I say it, it's like, I try to honor this way of living. Because before our ancestors was besieged with the pilgrims and all that shit, we never looked at the land as if it's ours, you know? It wasn't like I got this deed, these are my borders, you know what I'm saying? Like this is my shit. It was actually like we of it rather than like we own it, you know? And in terms of life in general, whether it be this one right here or the one that's in that plant and next door in the community room, life is living.
Right.
So the more that we try to possess life, right? And say that it is mine, like this is my land, this is my house, this is my. I really try to embrace the notion that none of it is. This is not my life. You know, life was here before I was thought of. So life is living me in terms of the more, like, and again, it's easier said than done. It really is. But the more we learn to accept that life is living me as opposed to like, you know, this is my life and I'm gonna do what I want with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can. Like you have, like we all have free will. As these beings that we call human. But again, like you take a look at nature and just watch how it, and just observe how it just naturally does what it does. You feel me? The tree ain't talking about this is my air. You know what I mean? They are not. Make
sure you breathe in all the way, because I took a lot of time to process that for you.
Right.
That's very true. Humans got some nerve. Humans got some nerve, man.
But the more like, shoot, Nip said this. You feel me? You can't possess anything. You can't possess people. You can only experience. You can't possess. The more you try to think like, you know what I'm saying, this is mine, even though this is an object, and you know right. we subjects. You know, I know it's a big difference. Like we can manipulate this and do what we will with it, but
yeah,
as opposed to instead of like attaching ourselves to it, you know, that's where that wholeness like really shines through.
Yeah. For real. Because you start to have a different kind of respect for everything around you. Different kind of mindfulness for things around you, for people, for life, you know. And like you say, you switch from needing possession in order to fill you up, because really that's what that comes from, is you're wanting to possess is to create more security for you, because you already feel insecure without that possession, right? So when you don't need anything in order to keep your heart intact and to still do things on purpose, with a purpose, you're coming from a place of wholeness. And you know, from my experience and just the laws of the universe, that is the type of energy that attracts the most abundance. Is, you know, I'm whole as I am, but I'm open as well. You know, like that is a attractive energy for success, for support, for, you know, genuine love. Like just like what you said, it will show up when those moments when you're most isolated, but then you pivot and you shift to what you're supposed to be doing. For some reason now, everybody that you need is right there.
I'm telling you.
So,
man, it's really amazing. It's like it's the power of God. You be like, oh man.
Yeah, it's beautiful every time. Humbling.
Loving it. All right, so we then went in on the we done went in. We gonna go in some more. You know what I'm saying? This is just the episode.
Right, one episode.
We really appreciate y'all for sharing and commenting. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep that keep letting folks know. You know what I mean?
Did you see our little troll?
We got a troll. Uh-oh. What we talking about?
Oh, troll! That was so funny. The troll hopped on my Instagram and was like, "Seems like she's talking about a whole lot of nothing." I said, "Okay." Go to his page, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense." Go to the 2 people that liked it. Go to their page, like, "Oh, this makes sense." I know where they came from. I don't know them at all. You know, some Caucasians. So I know what it's about. You know, I know. But it was definitely like oh my God, we got our first troll. Look at us.
Hey, if they ain't hating, we ain't doing nothing wrong. We ain't doing something right.
Come
You know what I'm
on,
talking about?
bro.
Because you took the time to get on the
Right.
page
I feel so sorry for you.
with your Twitter fingers, your Instagram.
Yeah. That's why it's funny. I had to celebrate, like, okay, go ahead. Like, at first, of course, you know, any type of negativity like that. So, like, who are you? And then it's just like, you know, when, like you said, when people spend their own time, right? Time that they never going to get back. And they want to put out that kind of energy in hopes that I react in some kind of way. It's just, I feel so sorry for you that that's how you like to spend your time here on this planet. But hey, to each his own.
To each his own. We're preparing to make an addition to our food distro, right? So we already have Monday and Fridays from 11 to 1 p.m. For groceries, right? So families, you can come pull up here at the Shakur Center, get you some produce, all that good stuff, Monday and Fridays. But we're also going to be adding Wednesdays to the calendar as well. So we have...
Those are individual meals, right?
Yes. So we'll have individual meals, especially for our folks that we've already created a rapport with and have their numbers and email addresses, or for our folks that are in New Havisha, in the Briggs. We got some folks in the Heights and in the South. We're preparing to expand those meals for those families. So shout out to the neighbor program, you know what I'm saying? We got more food.
Right. Harvest, we've been working on the garden as well. Beautifying the space. If you want to be a volunteer, definitely tap in. We could use help in different kind of ways. So. And
shout out to the volunteers that are pulling up on Mondays and Fridays as well, because it's beautiful when we have people that show up on their own accord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some of these people ain't even in the group chat, like.
Yeah.
And
they just know.
Yeah, they are here.
Yeah.
Working on the garden. You know what I mean? Like just chopping down weeds, harvesting, helping with pack the food boxes. Many hands make light work, and it's really a beautiful sight to see all these melanated people under the sun up in the side of gardens. You know what I'm saying? It's wonderful, man.
Harvesting our own food. Yeah.
That's power. That's really a sight to behold. I really encourage you to just to get involved, at least to start. If you don't know where to start with the neighbor program, come and start with lending a hand for our grocery distro.
Right. That's going to be a perfect time to meet people, get acquainted, catch a vibe, understand what's going on here, what's already happened here.
Yeah.
And then figure out what your contribution will be to the space. Because, like you said, it's definitely dope seeing how people take what they have, whether it be their time, their resources, or whatever, and they figure out how they can contribute to the space. That's powerful.
Word. And there's so much more that we can talk about with the neighbor program, but I just want to make sure I say happy birthday. Yay. You know what I'm saying? 2 years of service and solidarity in the community. Man, blowing people out the water. It ain't no competition. It really ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it was, you know what I mean? Like,
it ain't. But if it was about that, the stats would look crazy.
Man, check the scoreboard. Hey, check the scoreboard. I was saying. But
So we have the birthday party coming up for a neighbor program because it's 2-year anniversary. One of the birthdays of the founder as well, Jordan. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, brother.
And so for the birthday party, there'll be a lot of different things going on here at the center. It will be aftermath when you guys see this. But I'm gonna be doing the face painting.
Okay, we got face painting.
Yep.
What else we got? We got the jump house,
Yep.
concrete kitchen. We're gonna have, the basketball tournament. It's
It's a lot going on. A lot of family vibes. I love it. I'm away from my family. A lot of my family is in Southern California, in Las Vegas, and then everybody else is, in Virginia and different things like that. So having a tribe out here is so important to me, and that's exactly what I found here at Neighbor Program. In addition to my other people, of course, in Sacramento, but tap in, y'all. A lot of love here, a lot of support here, a lot of resources here that are coming from a real genuine place because we simply just want to provide for our people.
Yeah, and don't tap in with us after we get the million. I'm gonna just tell y'all we.
You
we
have to
will
book a meeting for that.
Yeah, this is I'm telling you, it's gonna be different once you realize, oh, they got this and that. Oh, they didn't. I'm telling you, don't be one of them peoples, please. Please. Don't be like, I was watching y'all when y'all first started. I've been wanting to get involved.
Wow, it's actually, look, I don't want to hear no actually.
Yeah.
We knew this was happening.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of time.
Come on.
It's on the timeline. We just catching up to the timeline.
Yes. So I just want to reiterate this because I get a lot of messages for people that want to get involved in their program. And I'm like, just pull up. There's somebody here every day. Yeah. But if just to start, definitely Monday and Friday. You want to just get started, get acclimated, get a tour. Yep. You can meet everyone.
Get here by 10, if not 9:30.
If you got kids, you can bring your kids.
Yep.
They can go run around while you know what I mean, with the food boxes. It's good. It's good. Just show up. That's all. Right. That's all we ask. Just presence.
And look at the calendar. It shows you what's going on, So asking questions that you don't plan on fulfilling, coming to. Just tap in with the calendar, figure out how it works with your calendar, and then we here.
Indeed.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Beautiful episode. Talk to y'all soon.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. This is 5 Fists. And we out. And we out. And we out. And we out. And we out.